Ready for the next set. This is episode 5 of 15 for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, CLF-C02. The playlist continues with questions 41 through 50. Question 41. A company is using a third-party service to back up 10 TB of data to a tape library. The on-premises backup server is running out of space. The company wants to use AWS services for the backups without changing its existing backup workflows. Option A, Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS. Option B, AWS Storage Gateway. Option C, Amazon Elastic Container Service, Amazon ECS. Option D, AWS Lambda Amazon. The correct answer is B, AWS Storage Gateway. Explanation. The tape gateway configuration of AWS Storage Gateway integrates with existing backup applications and workflows, presenting a VTL interface on-premises. Why not option A? Amazon EBS block storage for EC2, not tape library integration. Why not option C? Amazon ECS container orchestration, not a storage gateway. Why not option D? AWS Lambda serverless compute, not storage or backup. Question 42. Which cloud transformation journey phase of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, AWS-CAF, focuses on demonstrating how the cloud helps accelerate business outcomes? Option A, Scale. Option B, Envision. Option C, Align. Option D, Launch Amazon. The correct answer is B, Envision. Explanation. The Envision phase defines business drivers and demonstrates cloud benefits to stakeholders. Why not option A? Scale focuses on expanding and optimizing cloud usage. Why not option C? Align establishes governance and operating models. Why not option D? Launch begins actual deployment and migration activities. Question 43. A user wants to securely automate the management and rotation of credentials that are shared between applications, while spending the least amount of time on managing tasks. Which AWS service or feature can be used to accomplish this? Option A, AWS Cloud HSM. Option B, AWS Key Management Service, AWS KMS. Option C, AWS Secrets Manager. Option D, Server-Side Encryption Amazon. The correct answer is C, AWS Secrets Manager. Explanation. Secrets Manager automates secret rotation and centralizes secure storage with built-in integrations. Why not option A? AWS Cloud HSM hardware key storage, but no built-in rotation workflow. Why not option B? AWS KMS manages encryption keys, not application secrets or rotation. Why not option D? Server-side encryption encrypts data at rest, not a secret rotation service. Question 44. A company plans to migrate to the AWS cloud. The company wants to use the AWS CAF to define and track business outcomes as part of its cloud transformation journey. Which AWS CAF governance perspective capability will meet these requirements? Option A, Benefits Management. Option B, Risk Management. Option C, Application Portfolio Management. Option D, Cloud Financial Management Amazon. The correct answer is A, Benefits Management. Explanation. Benefits management focuses on defining, tracking, and realizing business outcomes. Why not option B? Risk management centers on identifying and mitigating risks. Why not option C? Application portfolio management manages application inventories under the platform perspective. Why not option D? Cloud financial management addresses cost controls, not outcome tracking. Question 45. A user wants to allow applications running on an Amazon EC2 instance to make calls to other AWS services. The access granted must be secure. Which AWS service or feature should be used? Option A, security groups. Option B, AWS Firewall Manager. Option C, IAM roles. Option D, IAM user SSH keys Amazon. The correct answer is C, IAM roles. Explanation. Assigning an IAM role to the EC2 instance provides temporary credentials for secure service calls. Why not option A? Security groups control network traffic, not IAM permissions. Why not option B? AWS Firewall Manager manages firewall rules across accounts, not instance credentials. Why not option D? IAM user SSH keys used for SSH access, not AWS API calls. Question 46. A company is moving an on-premises data center to the AWS cloud. The company must migrate 50 petabytes of file storage data to AWS with the least possible operational overhead. Which AWS service or resource should the company use to meet these requirements? Option A, AWS Snowmobile. Option B, AWS Snowball Edge. Option C, AWS Data Exchange. Option D, AWS Database Migration Service, AWS DMS, Amazon. The correct answer is A, AWS Snowmobile. Explanation. Snowmobile transports exabytes of data via a secure, ruggedized shipping container for very large migrations. Why not option B? AWS Snowball Edge optimal up to petabyte scale, but impractical for 50 PB. Why not option C? AWS Data Exchange catalogs shared data sets, not bulk transport. Why not option D? AWS DMS migrates databases, not large file sets. Question 47. Which AWS service helps users audit API activity across their AWS account? Option A, AWS Cloud Trail. Option B, Amazon Inspector. Option C, AWS WAF. Option D, AWS Config Amazon. The correct answer is A, AWS Cloud Trail. Explanation. Cloud Trail records all AWS API calls and delivers log files for audit and compliance. Why not option B? Amazon Inspector performs vulnerability assessments on EC2 instances. Why not option C? AWS WAF filters web traffic at the application layer. Why not option D? AWS Config tracks configuration changes, not API call history. Question 48. A company is running a critical workload on an Amazon RDS DB instance. The company needs the DB instance to be highly available with a recovery time of less than 5 minutes. Which solution will meet these requirements? Option A. Create a read replica of the DB instance. Option B. Create a template of the DB instance by using AWS CloudFormation. Option C. Take frequent snapshots of the DB instance and store them in Amazon S3. Option D. Modify the DB instance to be a multi-AZ deployment. The correct answer is D. Modify the DB instance to be a multi-AZ deployment. Explanation. Multi-AZ deployments provide automatic failover to a standby within minutes. Why not option A? Read replica asynchronous and intended for read scaling, not fast failover. Why not option B? Cloud formation template defines infrastructure as code, not HA. Why not option C? Snapshots manual restore process, far slower than required. Question 49. A company wants to store and retrieve files in Amazon S3 for its existing on-premises applications by using industry-standard file system protocols. Which AWS service will meet these requirements? Option A, AWS Data Sync. Option B, AWS Snowball Edge. Option C, Amazon S3 File Gateway. Option D, AWS Transfer Family Amazon. The correct answer is C, Amazon S3 File Gateway. Explanation: S3 File Gateway presents S3 buckets as NFS/SMB file shares for seamless access. Why not option A? AWS Data Sync efficient transfer but no native file share interface. Why not option B? AWS Snowball Edge physical device for data transfer, not ongoing file sharing. Why not option D? AWS Transfer Family manages SFTP/FTPS/FTP, not NFS/SMB. Question 50. A company needs to continuously run an experimental workload on an Amazon EC2 instance and stop the instance after 12 hours. Which instance purchasing option will meet this requirement most cost-effectively? Option A, on-demand instances. Option B, reserved instances. Option C, spot instances. Option D, dedicated instances Amazon. The correct answer is C, spot instances. Explanation: spot instances offer steep discounts and can be terminated automatically when your bid expires or capacity is reclaimed. Why not option A? On-demand no automated termination and build at full rate. Why not option B? Reserved requires long-term commitment, unsuitable for one-time runs. Why not option D? Dedicated higher cost for isolated tenancy, overkill for experiments. That completes this episode. If these practice questions helped you, follow the channel and share this video with colleagues or friends who may be preparing for the same certification. Continue with the next episode in the playlist when you're ready.